What's up, everybody? My name is Alscott Worrell. I'm co-creator, and I also play Chad Cohen in Transplants.
And my name is Rodney Hawkins Jr. I am co-creator, and I play Dion Harrison.
Today we have Chris Rules, who plays Trevante Woods, one of my love interests in Transplants. How you feeling?
I'm good. I'm super excited to be here, ready to get into the episode.
It is a lot to unload in episode 2, so let's get right into it. So the opening scene, it starts spicy and sweaty.
Does it? It really starts. It's giving very Moesha vibes, like on the phone, legs in the air. You know, it's giving all of that. But it was cute, you know, seeing them like talk, get to know each other. I don't know why niggas always asking them to cook for somebody, but
Yeah.
That's people's superpower, you know.
And then immediately after, it's a huge change.
Why do you think that Chad shifted on Trevante like that?
I think that though Chad says he's ready to be, or maybe like acts as if he's ready to be in a relationship, but I don't think that he actually wants anything serious.
How does he act like he wants to be in a relationship?
Because, I mean, well, I was going to say, well, why date when you don't really want to be in a relationship, but a lot of people do that.
Yeah.
And it could have just been a hookup, so.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Are they dating?
Yeah, I mean, they did go on a date, you know, the dinner was a date.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess that was a date. I mean, yeah, he did say it was a double date. So yeah, no, that makes sense. They're going on dates.
Okay.
But people have different definitions of dating, and I think that's something that I've learned. Just like, what does dating mean to me versus another person? And I think they're just on two very different pages. Chad just seems a little closed off, a little very much like one note, like this is what you're gonna get, that's it. And so it was interesting seeing that play out, and also just like being that person. As an Aquarius, where people are like, you're already cold. It's like somebody watched it. I don't remember who it was, but someone was watching it. It was like, oh, I do remember who it was. And they were like, this is how you are in real life.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't think you're like that in real life. I mean, Chad is definitely like even with Dion, when it comes to their friendship, sometimes it's just like he's just like it's my way or the highway. But
Yeah.
no, you're more open.
Okay,
I'll say that.
Okay. You know, I'll take that. Griffith. So let's talk about Griffith. Griffith, a lot happened, a lot was said.
A lot of reading.
A lot of it was a very hostile moment. I think in episode 1 we don't see a lot of hostile moments between them. It's very playful, very jokey, very like, yes, I want you to do this thing with me. I really am invested in doing this thing with you. I mean, the reasons, those are to be determined,
Right.
but it's just a very different experience of seeing them just be very hostile towards each other. Like, why do you think they were so hostile?
I think in that moment they were really telling each other their truths, right? And as best friends, you can't hide anything from them. And in relationship, as far as their dating experience, it's very distinct, but similar in many ways because they're both delusional, I would say. I mean, Dion's delusional, but Chad is as well, because I think as much as Trevante might be clingy, I do think that Chad has been leading him on.
Interesting that you should say that. I mean, I don't feel the same way, but I also feel like there is a way to deliver the truth that doesn't have to be hostile. And I feel like there's some hostility there that goes beyond the truth. Yes, they were telling each other the truth, but there's some unresolved things there that they have not quite gotten to. And I feel like those are starting to come out. I also just think like when people are just in very different places than where they want to be, like Chad doesn't have a job anymore, and like he's complaining about rent and trying to pay his bills, whereas with Dion, like those aren't the complaints that we're hearing. His complaints are all centered around this man. And so it's just kind of like, you're worried about a man, I'm worried about trying to survive, and I think that's where Chad hostility comes from. And then we've talked about this. I think Dion is a little jealous.
Yeah, no, definitely. Dion's definitely jealous. And I also feel like Dion feels like Chad is not using his bows how he should, right? Because he says it a lot, like, well, child, ask your bow. Like, and I feel like that's not Chad's character. Chad is a go-getter. He's going to do it himself. But Dion's like, you got the money in front of you, so take it.
Hyper-independence. Interesting.
I think that, like, the stakes are high. Like, I think in friendship, when you care a lot, sometimes the passion is displayed between the communication. And I think that, like, shows up a lot. And, I mean, I feel like in a lot of queer friendships, that's kind of a normal thing, like seeing that type of like hostility, which I feel like maybe stems from like a veil from vulnerability. Like it's like I feel this way, but like I'm going to deliver it in this way because it's like I don't have to deal with like the sad truth about it maybe. But I feel like y'all are very passionate too. I think a lot of that has to do with it.
Yeah, they definitely love each other. Like Chad and Dion love each other, but Dion play too much, y'all. Chad be having to get him together sometimes.
So let's get into this dinner scene.
Oh,
so
my
dinner was
Awkward.
exactly very awkward. What do you think was like going through everyone's minds in those moments, especially in the moment when we're seeing Chad walk into this nigga who you clearly said was not gonna be there, but kind of hinted that he would be there? I don't know. What's on your mind?
I think
Why would you invite him?
This is Chad. That's my man. That's my man. My man. No, this is definitely Dion's world. This is his house. This is his delusion. So right now he is cooking for a double date. You're gonna bring Trevante. My man is here. Like this is a good time. I'm living my best life. So I don't think Dion's really thinking of the consequences of this night. He's just thinking like, this is a fairy tale and I love where I'm at right now.
Yeah. Interesting, because it was not giving fairy tale.
At all.
I've never seen that part of fairy tale.
This was a nightmare.
Yeah.
Literally.
Not focused at all. I feel like Trevante was like, this is my shot. This is my moment. I'm about to like show up. I'm about to like, let me take your coat off, baby. Let me open this, like, let me pull this seat out for you. I feel like this is his moment to be like, okay, this is my date. You know, and I feel that was him trying to really impress Chad.
Clearly, he bought that motherfucking plant. He didn't bring flowers. He didn't bring a bottle. He bought a plant.
Yeah,
He probably got it from the 99 store.
I got to do well with the friends too.
Yeah, no, yeah. You even the way you just took the jacket off was so smooth. Pull out the chair.
He was very touchy-feely.
Yeah.
So how do you feel your character felt in that moment when he seen Corey? First of all, because that's the first thing you see when you walk in.
He's genuinely upset, and maybe upset is the wrong word, but annoyed. And then like the looks that he's giving Dion as this goes on is like, you really invited this nigga? And all of this is happening just with eyes, like no words. It's just like, really? And I feel like there's an underlying story there as to like why Chad is so apprehensive towards Dion dating a DL man.
How do you guys feel about Dion being jealous, essentially, of Trevante? Because he shows it.
I think he's jealous of the attention Chad is getting from Trevante, because he wants that from Corey. But I also think, like going back to Griffith, like there is something that Dion is consistently seeing in the men that Chad is finding that Chad is not seeing for whatever reason. And that can have a lot to do more so with Dion than it does with Chad. But also on the flip side, Chad can just be like one of those niggas just like, I'm not looking for anything. I'm just trying to live and enjoy life.
Yeah. I mean, I think that he is showing someone that actually looks like they're genuinely interested in them. And Corey doesn't always show that. So I feel like that definitely is probably enticing for Dion. I wonder if Dion was to get that, would he actually like it? Because on the flip side, that's what's happening with Chad. Yeah. Like he is getting the attention. He's having someone like show that they're really interested, but then is distant and avoidant from him.
I think if he got that affection from Corey, I think he would be genuinely happy. Like he would probably be on top of the world, to be honest.
Corey probably is distant because it's a little bit of maybe that it seems like it's too much. Like, oh, actually, maybe I want to dip my toe in here, but at the same time, like, I don't actually want the relationship component. I just want somebody that's just there.
He want to fuck.
He want to fuck, and then just have you around. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people really just want that. But I don't think Trevante is love bombing. I think that Chad's actions towards Trevante was very, like he was interested. There was no indication that he wasn't until, the dinner.
Until there was.
Right, exactly. But is that a communication problem, or is that
I
on
think
Trevante?
there's definitely a communication problem because at the end of the day, like they're on two very different pages. There's never been a conversation about what dating looks like for Chad versus what it looks like for Trevante. And on the basis of having a conversation where it felt like they were getting to know each other on another level, the assumption has been made, oh, you really do want to get to know me on that level, which reasonably so, right? Chad has sent these mixed signals, so of course I'm like thinking that, but I think with dating, you have to just be very clear, like, this is what I'm looking for, this is what I want, what are you looking for, what do you want, like, what does dating look like for you, and having those conversations and being transparent like that will eliminate a lot of the confusion.
Being
Most people
intentional.
aren't.
Thank you so much for watching the After Show.